Good day, everyone. This is Patrick Houston with another episode of Houston's Hustle Hobbies. And this is a new show format that I'm trying out, the second one, actually. And it's more of a podcasty type of format. And I want to call it the Lifestyle Design Podcast. Because, see, I've been doing this, as in designing my life with intentionality, for at least 7 years. It's taken that long to get it close to the way I want it. And I have some insights that I like to share. Hopefully you can get some good knowledge from it. And hopefully with this podcast, I'm aiming to change your life. You see, this was the natural evolution of Houston's Hustle Hobbies. Houston's Hustle Hobbies was just a bunch of things that I was just marginally good at that I decided to showcase, basically giving my roadmap of, how I got to where I got to. Very long story short, I started my career as a Walmart truck unloader to a Walmart maintainer, and then I moved over to Target, and then I moved over to Parks Casino as a security guard. I met two great men, John and Steve, who got me with a company called TDN, and they brought out my technical abilities that I always had in me, but I was always not confident, and that was something that haunted me until very, very recently. So after 15 years with TDN, I ended up going out on my own and starting a smart home business for people on a budget, because I really wanted to help out people that were, didn't get that leg up in life like I did. I was born in West Philly, poor community. I moved into the projects, all that stuff, and I've seen what ignorance cost, and I've seen what poverty costs. Because the true thing is, poverty is expensive, so you don't want to stay there for too long. If those are the hands that you're dealt. So that's what Houston's Hustle Hobbies was about. It was about exploiting your talents or your hobbies to make some money to get you away from that. Now, I was never a person to chase money. I was never a person to want a Lamborghini or want a big house. So if that's the kind of content that you're looking for, I'm not that guy. I'm the guy who is going to tell you to look up for birds. I'm the guy who's going to tell you this podcast is going to be the podcast to get you to help out in your community and get you to get actually off these screens, because these are so bad for you. So if you like that kind of content, plus some anecdotes and some life sort of affirming direction, you've come to the right place. So in today's Lifestyle Design Podcast, I wanted to talk to you guys briefly about fasting. You see, I've been going to church a lot lately in the past year or so. And boy, one of the things that I realized about my life since I've been going to church is that it's a very noisy life. I was, creating content for 3 channels, and plus doing a lot of advertisements and trying to do so many things. And then when you do so many things, you get caught up in so many things. So what I ended up realizing is that when I started going to church, I started meeting real people. That was another thing too. I wasn't really meeting people except for if it was some sort of transactional relationship. So what ended up happening is, you run out of people to call at times where you need them, and it's a very, very lonely life. So I realized that, and I tell you what, I was talking to this is where fasting comes from. I, yeah, I was talking to a new friend of mine. This guy's Nas. He's a young guy, about 20. And we talk about different things in church. It's weird because you have to kind of dance around subjects, and you know, people don't know each other. But he had his things. But that kid is saved, man. He hit me with this thing where he said, whenever I sin, I fast. And I fast on whatever the thing is that I sin. Say if it's porn or something, no screen time for a day. If it's too much gluttony, no food for a while, no food for a day. I like that idea. And so it helped me to come up with this thing that I'm going to start to try, and it's going to be called Screen Fasting Sundays. So no screen Sundays. Even though obviously it's Sunday right now and I'm on the screen. But this screen I'm using to create. So that's why I look at it as different. I'm not doom scrolling, things like that. That's just a good notion. The big challenge is, for me, I have about 9 screens in my immediate surrounding me. I have 3 TVs in my house. I have a smart monitor. I have a laptop. I have a tablet. I have 2 phones. I have a watch. I can look at reels and stuff on this watch. I can look at YouTube. Yeah, I can doom scroll on the watch. It's just too many screens that I have access to, too many screens that I have information to, too many notifications pulling my attention away. And I realize that my attention span is terrible now. And that is something that I need to fix. So on Sundays and possibly Wednesdays too, I'm going to start, I've started today, no screens. The hobbies, of course, I can't work because my work, which is driving a car, driving Lyft and Uber and taking people here and there and things. My work requires a screen, so I can't work. So Sundays and Wednesdays are going to be the days that I'm going to start doing this. And, you ask yourself, what are you going to do? What will you do without the screens? Because the thing is, those screens are so much. They're your emails, they're your dopamine, they're your hits, they're your notifications, there's so much. Well, you go back to old hobbies. My son-in-law, Joshua, when he went to Japan, he bought me a train set, and it's basically the equivalent of the Japanese regional rail. And boy, I love that train. I played with it like a kid. I played with it for about 6 months, and then I realized I get obsessed with things. So I started buying little trinkets and people, and I'm painting the people and making little lands and stuff, and making like a whole train set Kingdom City thing. And at some point I realized that it doesn't benefit me in any way when it comes to learning or financial. So I threw it away. I mean, not threw it away. So I put it away. It's been in a box underneath my bed for about 6 years. So I want to go back to things like that, things that are screenless. We hook up the train set on these days. We play with the train set. You want to take an instrument, we take an instrument and you learn it. I want to learn harmonica. I always liked the harmonica. I always liked that kind of soulful air instrument. I like percussion too, but I have no rhythm. So I like to do train set, harmonica, my just simply reading, slowing down to read. Just the sorts of hobbies that don't have some sort of immediate benefit, that are just what you do for the sake of you doing it. I know that it'll take a while, but that's where I'm going for the foreseeable future. We'll do hobbies on Wednesdays and Sundays, and I encourage you to do them too. Whatever you have. My buddy Phil, he has a podcast he's been doing for 5 years. He's one of the reasons why I've been inspired to do this. He paints and he collects those things. Boy, I miss those things. So I'm going to try to do that. And I'm going to try to make this a hobby. Just simply going back to the talking head brain dump style of podcasting that I remember, that I used to do 5, 6, 7 years ago when I first started the Houston's Hustle Hobbies channel. It's going to be a nice return to form for me. So anyway, thanks for listening to me. I'm about to pop in here and grab a little something to do, and we'll talk. You take care, guys, and as always, live high, live mighty, live righteously. Take it easy.